Montague have been reappointed to the cabinet. The men are part of the 19-member slate of ministers announced at King's House on Wednesday. The cabinet will lead the country forward as the JLP embarks on its third term in government. Shalois Michael has the details.
After being exiled from the political executive for years, Dr. Andrew Wheatley and Robert Montague are returning to the cabinet table. Both Wheatley and Montague return as ministers without portfolio. Wheatley in the office of the Prime Minister and Montague in the renamed Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. Wheatley will have responsibility for science, technology, and special projects, while Montague will have a policy responsibility for land titling and settlements. The other noteworthy change sees Matthew Samuda branching out as the new Minister of Water, Environment and Climate Change. He was previously Minister without portfolio in charge of those subject areas. All other ministers have been reappointed to their portfolios, with the noticeable exception being the Legal and Constitutional Affairs Minister, Marlene Malahoo Forte. Her portfolio responsibilities have been paired with Justice to create a Ministry of Justice, Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Delroy Chuck will head that ministry. Malahoo Forte appears to have been booted from the Holness cabinet. During his inauguration on Tuesday, Prime Minister Dr. Holness appealed to opposition leader Mark Golding to partner on finishing the work of making Jamaica a republic. In delivering his charge to the new cabinet, the Prime Minister emphasized that the work ahead must be done with humility.
Beyond the ceremony and the moment of pride, let us be clear, this is not a time to grow comfortable. It is a time to recommit to humility, to service, and to performance. Let us remain grounded in humility and resist the temptation to see ministries as personal turf. We cannot afford progress to be slowed by lack of collaboration with ministries pulling in different directions.
Dr. Holness also called on the ministers to prioritize a partnership when carrying out the responsibilities of their portfolios.
So I'm charging you to approach your responsibilities with humility, with discipline, but more so with teamwork. The composition of this cabinet has been thought out carefully. It represents a leveraging of the knowledge and experience of the previous government to continue the momentum to execute and complete efficiently projects, plans and programs already in place and to initiate new plans and commitments in our manifesto.
Shalois Michael for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, former chairman of the Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC, and CEO of JMMB, Keith Duncan, is the most notable addition to the slate of government senators. Keith Duncan is the son of the late former PNP General Secretary and Cabinet Minister, Dr. D.K. Duncan. There have been long rumors that Duncan was being wooed by Prime Minister Holness to serve the JLP administration. As recently as February this year, Keith Duncan was forced to deny reports he was being appointed to the Senate as part of a reshuffle by the Prime Minister. Duncan is the brother of the PNP's Patricia Duncan Sutherland, who lost to Fayval Williams in her recent bid to represent Eastern St. Andrew in the House of Representatives. Two other new additions to the Senate are attorneys at law Christian Tavares Finson and Rose Bennett Cooper. Mrs. Bennett Cooper is the chairman of the Rent Assessment Board. Tavares Finson is the son of Senate President, King's Counsel Tom Tavares Finson. He was appointed as an honorary consul of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Jamaica in 2017. The young Tavares Finson recently made a bid to become JLP caretaker for North Central St. Andrew constituency leading up to the September 3 general election. But he was overlooked for Delano Seavright, who also exits the Senate after becoming the new MP for the constituency. Returning to the upper house are K.C. Tavares Finson, Charles Sinclair Jr., Kamina Johnson-Smith, Aubin Hill, Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, Shireen Golding-Campbell, Cavan Gale, Abka Fitzhenley, Marlon Morgan, and Dr. Elon Thompson.
Meanwhile, Dr. Holness says his third term in office will also focus on the future JLP government.
This third term will also be about seamless succession and transition planning. And you would have seen this as a number of our ministers have indicated their timelines, ensuring that there is significant renewal in leadership, thinking, and approaches. I see Minister Vaz looking on in surprise. He was the first to indicate his timeline. DPM has indicated his timeline. Minister Granger, I hear, and others. And in the days to come, I'm certain you will hear more indications of timelines.
Dr. Holness notes that these transitions will not disrupt the achievements of the respective portfolios.
Organizations can only grow, remain relevant if they renew. And the organization that I lead is in the process of renewing without disruption, but we'll do it in a balanced way. Continuity gives us strength. Renewal gives us dynamism, and we will have both. Together, this will allow us to carry forward what works while creating space for what we can do differently.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness.
In the meantime, Prime Minister Holness is brushing aside speculations about stepping down following what's described as a record of achievements by the governing JLP under his stewardship. During his inaugural address at King's House on Tuesday, Dr. Holness asserted that there's still more work to be done.
There are those who say, Prime Minister, you have achieved so much, you have nothing left to prove. It is time to hand over the baton. I hear you, I hear those voices. But I also hear another voice, the voice of Jamaica itself, the voice that says we are not yet where we need to be, the voice that says we are destined for more, the voice that says our children deserve to inherit not just hope but opportunity, not just survival but success, not just resilience but prosperity.
It's the fourth time Dr. Holness has been sworn in as Prime Minister of Jamaica following the JLP's victory at the polls. The party centered its campaign around its long list of achievements since taking office in 2016. These included the record low unemployment, record low poverty, and the latest reduction in murders. It's a feat that has led many to say that Dr. Holness has nothing more to prove, but the Prime Minister says he stands ready to continue leading the party through its third consecutive term in government.
This term is not about me proving that we can build. We have already proven that. There is much more to build, and I am here to build it. This term is not about my legacy. It is about Jamaica's destiny. That is why I stand before you today, not as a man who feels he has completed his work, but as a leader who knows that the greatest tasks are still ahead of us. The greatest challenges are yet to come.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness.
Meanwhile, returning Minister of Finance Favour Williams says bringing tangible benefits to the Jamaican people remains her top priority.
I am delighted at the confidence that the Prime Minister continues to have in me. I recommit to continue to doing the work. I know what is important. Obviously, the first order of business, as we are almost closing this fiscal year, to ensure that we close it properly. I know we have another several months to go, to ensure that the programs that were continued, that they are implemented to completion, and to ensure that we look at all areas of government.
The JLP made several promises in the run-up to the September 3 general election. These include reductions in the income tax rate and further increases in the minimum wage. While committed to these promises, Minister Williams sought to assure Jamaicans that fiscal responsibility remains the priority of the Holness administration.
They do remain the watchword, but on top of that, just a significant focus on growth. We have to move the growth agenda to more significant levels than we have seen in the past. We have to look at those sectors that have served us well to see how much more they can do, but we also have to look at new sectors. There's technology that we have not really embraced in the way that it would help us to move the growth agenda. So as you heard the Prime Minister say, our ministries are not our personal domain. We have to embrace working with each other across government to get that momentum.
Favour Williams, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, she was speaking after her swearing in at King's House today.
And Colonel Charles Jr., who has been reappointed Labour and Social Security Minister, says he's ready to complete the work being done by his ministry to serve vulnerable Jamaicans.
I'm humbled, I'm honored, and I'm encouraged by the Prime Minister's words, the drive towards productivity and teamwork to make sure that we're not just talking about achievements, but moving towards the destiny for this country, this great nation, is something that I want to be a part of. And so the opportunity to contribute to that is something that I don't take lightly, and I endeavor my best to ensure that I continue to be committed fully to ensuring that we serve the people and that the decisions that we make are for the best interest of Jamaica.
Colonel Charles Jr., Minister of Labour and Social Security. Charles Jr. was first appointed to lead the portfolio in 2023. Prior to that, he was Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries.
You're listening to the news on Nationwide. More news after these.